I got so much elo with this team, plus 200 to be exact in Fantasy Cup, and this team is gonna go on this content only up against very bad leads, so stay tuned till the end because you definitely do not want to miss those must-watch battles with this amazing team composition. So we're looking at a line that can be pretty meta even on the Open Great League. We're having a Stunfisk, an Azumarill and a Skarmory on the same team in a weird ABA team style, and of course it is still gonna work because we're having so much power from those charge attacks and the bulk is immense. So as you can see here, Azumarill can easily come in as a safe switch, and this time I'm not running Ice Beam at all. I'm having Play Rough and Hydro Pump because of how safe that Azumarill can be with that moveset. With Ice Beam and Play Rough, you lack the damage for that extra coverage against various steel types, something like an Registeel for example, so you definitely need that Hydro Pump to surprise your opponents. Even against a Sandslash, you definitely need that Hydro Pump, which can come pretty clutch. So as you can see here now, we're having the Flygon coming in, and yes trainers, a lot of bad leads on this video, a lot of different and weird safe switches are gonna be countering our own safe switch, which is Azumarill, and most of the times like this battle, you're gonna see that we are not gonna have the best outcome on the closing part. So yeah, Stunfisk is an amazing Pokemon, and especially when my opponent is having it over my Sky Lancer, so that can be kind of a big trouble. It doesn't matter, we're still gonna go down with our Azumarill, and as you can see here, we can still remain into the battle with our Skarmory since the battle is not over yet. They're gonna go for one extra Rock Slide, and this can be kind of a big bummer because we need to start shielding. We're getting super low here, and I definitely need one last shield for that potential Scorching Sands that they might throw up against me. But I was counting the moves, and this has to be a Drown Claw, so I am just gonna survive the next move, which means now that we can get to the double Sky Attack up against that Stunfisk, and we're looking super strong up against that Pokemon, because even if they have here a double move, we can definitely grab that second CMP, and look at that trainer, Sky Attack for the win. Let's get it right on the edge before that time is up, and we can get yet another huge victory for this team, and the first one, to be honest, not another, to start off the video. Into the next battle against another bad lead, this time against Tapu Fini, and they switch out into an Azumarill. So they're getting a little bit of a weird team composition up against us, since they're getting super weak to a Ferrothorn, for example, to grass type moves. Even though grass typing is not that common in the Fantasy Cup, you can understand as to how this Pokemon as a grass type can be a complete code breaker for them. They have a water fairy type up in front, and water type fairy at the back, and perhaps they have a Primarina in between. I'm not sure, I don't remember this battle well, but it will make sense if they want to run triple of the same typing. So here comes now the move from the opposing Azumarill with a Play Rough to finish me down. It doesn't matter at all, Skarmory now can go in. And we're having kind of a very good battle here because we can easily farm down before them switching to that Hydro Pump version of Azumarill. So here comes now the final Water Fairy type, and we were right trainers, it is gonna be the Primarina one. So much damage with that Brave Bird, they definitely were not expecting that one, and now switching out to our Stunfisk. And in doing so, we can take advantage of our shield advantage, and of course right after we can easily grab that final shield with our Rock Slide. Even if they do not block, we can just go ahead and finish off with Skarmory, but even if they block, we can do absolutely the same by completely farming down. That was an amazing battle, and right straight into the next one. Now we're having a Shadow Flygon, which is pretty bad, absolutely can one-shot us down with a potential Scorching Sands or Earth Power, I don't know what they might be running, and as you're gonna see, we're switching out to our Azumarill. They managed to catch now the Play Rough from the Skarmory, so definitely not the best outcome ever, and all we have to do at this point is to charge up back to that Play Rough range, but instead of the Play Rough, of course, we're gonna throw that Hydro Pump. I don't know why I mentioned the Play Rough over here. Anyways, Hydro Pump now for big damage output, but still not enough to finish them off. However, this will leave that Skarmory to a range that we can actually have the upper hand by completely farming down with our Stunfisk, and since that Flygon is kinda glassy and on its shadow form, we might actually get the chance to finish them off in one shot. So here comes the Earthquake, but of course they are gonna expect it. Now Skarmory can go in, able to farm whatever remains from that Flygon, but once again we're having a Steel type on the closing scenario. scenario. As you may be imagining, yes, we're having a very bad lead, a very bad switch, the worst possible closing part, and how can we possibly win this? Well, there is only one way to do this. We need to stall as much as we can and then provide our Stunfisk into play to try to catch one move. But you can see here my opponent can actually get to the Zap Cannon, finish off my last shield, and now I'm just gonna switch out to my Stunfisk over here. So Scorching Suns is imminent. Now we go in with the Skarmory, clearing all those debuffs, and with that in mind now we can go ahead and have a different version of a closing battle, because we can farm up to a double Sky Attack, throw the first one to grab the shield, and perhaps the second one to get the knockout, but this time with a Brave Bird, since no shields are up against the Metal Trash Can, and Sky Lancer will provide yet another huge victory. Up against Azumarill now, and we're having this Pokemon in a very difficult situation because we do not have a clear answer against Azumarill, and even after the switch we're kinda behind on that bubble energy gain, which means that at some point they will finish us off before we finish them off. And as you can see here, I lagged a little bit, so no excellent as well, which can be kinda crucial for this individual matchup since they want to stay in and not switch out. This gives me the impression that at the back they might be kinda weak to fairy types, something like a double dragon perhaps. So let's see how this is gonna unfold, because for this individual matchup they are getting to the play rough, but I can answer back at them with another play rough, and if we did that excellent back then we could easily finish them off. So that lag was pretty crucial. I'm gonna go in there with my Stunfisk, and since I'm seeing here that Escavalier and them not switching out to anything to answer to my Azumarill, it makes me think that perhaps they are having something like a double fighting, pseudo fighting, whatever they might be having. I'm expecting a Lucario for sure. So here comes now the Sky Attack from my end to theirs, and all we have to do at this point is to respect the damage from whatever they are gonna throw. Another move is coming up here before we are gonna be able to farm down, which is kind of a big bummer. Now at the back they have the Flygon, no Lucario at the back, so here comes the Brave Bird. They are gonna block it, which is kinda sad for me, but still we have kinda what it needs with the Earthquake to finish off a lot of HP points out of their total one. So here comes now the Scorching Suns, able to one-shot down my Stunfisk, and now we can easily farm down since we have the shield up. What a crazy battle that was, and yeah, by blocking the Dragon Claw we can absolutely grab this victory. Into the next one now with a Tapu Fini up against our Galarian Stunfisk. You know what? This is not that great. You saw before that we absolutely won one, but we won only because they had the Primarina in between their alignment, and because of that now I'm not gonna expect another Primarina up against me. Instead of that, they're gonna have a Sandslash coming in, and now I'm gonna throw my Hydro Pump. They're gonna be able to block it, which is pretty great for them, but it's still kinda problematic for me because Sandslash is always a Pokemon that can go break my entire team. It has Drill Run for my Stunfisk, can go pretty even against Skarmory, and of course can pull off the win if they block correctly the Hydro Pump up against my Azumarill. So with that in mind now, I'm just gonna go in there with Skarmory trying to taking and full advantage of that low HP that they have, but to my surprise here they are gonna reach to one more Ice Punch before they faint down. So here comes now the Tapu Fini with the move. I have to respect whatever it is gonna come towards my way, most probably something like a Surf, okay? And right after we have the Sky Attack to start getting some shields out of the way. So it all depends now on what they might be having at the back. So at this point I'm just gonna go for the Rock Slide, and they end up catching on the Flygon. I should have expected this one, okay? I should have gone for the overfarm. I was kinda in the bad situation here that I had to throw no matter what, but still at the same time we could have had the chance if we could go for that extra overfarm. Doesn't matter, Tapu Fini goes in. Can we outspeed here to the move? Of course we cannot. They can get there much faster than we can to the Surf, and of course they're just gonna provide us the first loss of this video. Let's see now what we have going on the next one, because a Flygon is gonna emerge once again. On the Switch we're meeting up with a Weezing, which can absolutely finish us off with a few of those sludges if they want to, because they need to sacrifice at least a shield in the process. So here comes the shield, and of course right now they have the upper hand with the alignment. So another bad lead, another day at GBL, and of course another bad Switch coming up. Can we have at least this time kind of a very good closing part? Let's see together, trainers, because this sludge is not gonna leave us down. So here comes now my Stunfisk right on the CMP. I will press here the Rock Slide and I will get the overheat, which is gonna be so painful for my Poké Trap, but we can barely survive. Now I'm just gonna switch out to the Skarmory, completely relying on it for the end game. Flygon returns, which was not expected at all. Scorching Sands for the debuff, but they cannot apply it at all. So right here now we're just gonna reach to that Sky Attack. They're getting super low, down they go to the move, and they should be having something pretty weak to my Skarmory, otherwise they could not leave this battle. So I was expecting something like a Whimsicott, to be honest, or a Cyanotic, who knows. So here comes now the final one, trainers, and we're having another bad lead, this time against a Poison Jabber, which might seem very good to you, to your ears, because Poison Jab is double resisted, but still this Pokemon is a fighter with close combat, which hits pretty hard as well with a pretty high attack stat. So my Stunfisk is not safe at all, especially when they can always outspeed to the close combat against our Earthquake. So now they're just gonna switch out to the Azumarill. I will try to catch a move, this is not gonna happen at all, and right after they're gonna throw those Play Roughs. So now they have a shield, we have zero, things aren't looking that great, and once again we have to rely on the final Pokemon. As you have seen all the way throughout this entire video, Skarmory is having some bad closing parts, but still we managed to pull off the victories. So this is why I believe this video is a must watch for a lot of you if you want to learn the team much better. Now they have a Slurpuff out the back, and of course this Pokemon is kind of troublesome for my team because it has Energy Ball for that Azumarill and of course Flamethrower for my Steel types. So here it comes the first one, but hopefully we can survive just with enough HP that we can provide the Earthquake towards their side. Now that Como is gonna return into the battle with the Dragon Claw to finish us off. Pretty smart choice over here, and now I'm just gonna go in there with my Skarmory. All I want to do at this point is to make them throw all of their energy, and I know that if they want to go for the knockout, they have to get to the double close combat. How many moves did this Pokemon throw? 5, 6? That is absolutely amazing. Azumarill now goes in, takes advantage of those debuffs, and we can still guarantee the knockout to finalize this video into an amazing big victory. So thank you for watching, trainers, and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go. As usual, subscribe to the channel if you are new to my content, and of course check one of these two videos that I have prepared for you, and I will catch you up later into the next one.